Thank you very much, Patrick, for that. And that's a question we'll delve into as we look at how the Boda Boda sector can be streamlined and, of course, made safe for all. And for that, I'm joined by Dr. Isaac Kalua, Chairman of the Motorcycle Assemblers Association of Kenya, which was launched today. We've got Kenneth Onyango, Chairman of the Boda Boda Operators Association. Thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, Francis Major, Director General of the National Transport and Safety Authority, that's NTSA. First things first, Dr. Kalua, tell us a little bit about the Motorcycle Assembly Association that was launched today. What need are you looking at addressing in the market?
As a country, first of all, we have about 500,000 motorcycles moving around the country at different places. All these motorcycles have been assembled by 22 assemblers in this country. And these 22 assemblers are looking at not just producing the machines so that they can be used by the people, but ensuring there is a safety and a culture that goes beyond just the use of the motorbikes. And the second thing is to ensure that it is an economical issue and creation of employment opportunities in the country. And thirdly, to safeguard the issues that surround the rights of the motorcycle assemblers. So this is what brings us together, and the economics of it are tremendous that come with it.
And of course we'll get into the economics in just a bit, but let's talk about safety. And I'd like to rope in Mr. Major in that. Official figures for 2014 show 391 riders, 162 passengers were killed as a result of accidents involving border borders. And based on the new regulations, are we likely to see these numbers coming down?
Yes, the regulations are there to guide and to regulate this sector, because with the exponential growth that we have seen in this industry, I think these regulations came in at the right time. In fact, in my opinion, they came late. We need to regulate this sector so that we can put more order and discipline, and that is not what's not happening at the moment. So this is aimed at to place, and also to place responsibilities, because we realize that these motorcycles are actually not necessarily owned by the riders themselves. They are owned by people working in other offices. They don't care. As long as they agree on an amount to be remitted at the end of the day, that is their interest. But we have placing responsibilities on some of them, like the owner, the rider, the passenger, and the kind of load that these people need to carry. And we believe that will bring discipline and order, and as a result, then we can see fatalities as a result of this mode of transport going down.
Onyango, this has been an issue that's been talked about for a long time. You know, the level of lawlessness, within Boda Boda riders is unacceptable. You know, are they ungovernable? Is there, because the regulations are there, why are they not following the regulations?
Thank you very much, Terhan, for that opportunity. One thing that I would like to reiterate is that they are not ungovernable. Yeah, they can be governed, and they can be regulated to operate in a very smooth and an organized manner. It's only that when we get an opportunity to partner like with now NTSA, and another good opportunity that we have now, the association, which is an association of the assemblers. And at the same time, as an organization, we have put in place measures to see that the kind of the way the Boda Boda guys operate on on our roads, the kind of measures we put in place are measures that are going to make sure that the kind of fatalities or the kind of guys who see flouting traffic rules and doing things the way they feel like, that one comes down, and the behavior change is seen in the society. And if we talk of behavior change, we as an association, we are doing something right now.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
One thing that we are doing, we are sensitizing most of our riders. And the way we are sensitizing them, we actually talk to them on a day-to-day basis. It's only that we don't get our share from the media perspective most of the time when they do their reporting. And you've just seen Bwana Igunza, when he reports, he just reports the negative.
Because that's all we see on the roads.
Yeah, yes. I know. Yeah. But there is something that we are also doing.
Okay.
And I actually agree with him also that there are challenges that we also face, and there are many things that most of our riders are also doing, which needs to be changed.
Yes.
But we are doing something. We are sensitizing them on the issue of putting on helmets, giving their clients, like Terihan, when you come and Boda Boda, please put on a helmet. We are insisting on that, and for them also to put on reflective jackets when they are on the road. Let the other road users also see them while they are on the road, and to follow traffic rules, follow traffic lights, use the roundabouts where you're supposed to use. Don't just cross anywhere, turn anywhere, or go through the pavements and all that.
And you know, that brings to question, you know, we always wonder, do they go to driving school? You know, do they actually know what the traffic regulations are or the traffic rules? I'd like to bring in Mr. Major. I know, you know, there's been some new rules introduced within the Boda Boda sector.
Yes.
One of them is that every motorbike that is sold should be sold along with 2 helmets, as long as with 2 reflector jackets.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit more about some of the other regulations that have been introduced?
The other regulation, I think, first of all, is the responsibilities on there are the categories of responsibilities to the person selling these motorbikes. They must sell the motorbikes plus the protective gear, a helmet for the rider and the passenger, and the reflective gear. The other person is the owner. You must ensure that the motorbike is insured. They must also ensure that the rider of the motorbike has a valid driving license. Then we go to the rider himself. The rider must not agree to carry an extra person. They must also ride while their full lights are on. They must also obey traffic rules, because we know that motorcycles in these countries, most of the times they want to behave as if they are not treated as motorized mode of transport.
Yes.
They use even pedestrian walkways. It is wrong.
Yes.
Then the other responsibility goes to the passenger. In this country, you have people who do not want to use the helmet. If you decide not to use the helmet, then don't use the Boda Boda. Use alternative means. But should you decide to use a Boda Boda, you must agree to put on a reflective jacket. You must agree to put on a helmet. The rider also has a responsibility to make sure that these things are clean and they are in a good condition for use. Then the other person now we are looking at is the weight. We've seen images and photos, and the media has been very instrumental on this. A Boda Boda carrying a cow, in addition to other things. So the dimensions of the load are very clearly defined in the regulations, and we have also seen them pulling construction materials along the highway. So those things that they are pulling are clearly defined, and they are outlawed by the new regulations that we've put in place.
Now, of course, despite all the negative perceptions about Boda Bodas, it's quite, you know, a big economy, so to speak.
True.
And Dr. Kalu, I'd like to bring you in into this part of the discussion. We saw there are figures of 400 million shillings a day, you know, circulating within the Boda Boda sector, a 2.2 billion shilling industry, so to speak. You know, what are the opportunities in that space? And Major mentioned earlier that it's not necessarily the people who are riding the motorbikes that actually always own the motorbike. So where are the opportunities if somebody would like to get into that space?
Thank you. This being a business show, maybe I will bring the figures home I'll attempt to do that. There are about 400,000 motorcycles in this country that are doing Boda Boda business. This we are being very mean in terms of it. There could be more, but we're working on a figure of 400,000 motorbikes. Each motorbike transports on average 3 people per day, per hour. That makes it, if you give it 12 hours, it is about 36 people per day, and therefore times 400,000, that means 14.4 million Kenyans are using motorcycles every single day. We are talking of an income of 1,000 shillings per motorbike, and that means 400 million Kenya shillings every single day. We are also talking of the motorcycle assemblers, the team that is putting together, and just for your information, there are over 270 parts put together that makes one bike. Sometimes maybe it varies up to about 190. All these parts normally are imported. That is a tremendous opportunity for business. Currently, We are working in localizing some of these parts. By 2017, 5 parts will be produced locally. Then thereafter, we are looking at, in the next few years, to have 35% localized production in the country, and therefore it produces quite a lot of tremendous opportunity. Last year alone, the motorcycle assemblers paid as taxes 2.2 billion Kenya shillings. Now, if you reduce the 16%, because that is 16%, you have 84%. If you multiply 2.2 billion by 84%, then it gives you 18 billion, which is money that has been injected directly into the economy. You are looking at a possibility and an opportunity. Each motorbike uses about 500 shillings, Kenya shillings, every single day, and therefore it's 200 million Kenya shillings into our fuel industry. We are talking of transportation, because these are brought from Mombasa and other places. This is an opportunity for transport, for fuel, for so many other activities, not to mention why 14.4 million people are using the motorbikes, the convenience, saving time, and so many other activities. So it's a tremendous opportunity. And you can imagine, just by introducing the new rules, it means that there needs to be over 500,000 helmets in this country for Boda Boda, and also we are proud to be partnering with the super bikers. And therefore, we are talking of a partnership. What MAK, the Motorcycle Assemblers Association, has done today is to bring together a tripartite. Ourselves as the producers of motorbikes, and secondly, NTSA, National Police, and the regulators. And then we also have another partner, which is the Africa Road Watch. We are going to train all the Boda Boda riders, and therefore it becomes a responsibility that we are all going to take on and ensure that there is sanity in this area, so that as you move on to use a bike, you are sure that this guy didn't just train for 40 minutes and therefore you're exposed to this kind of a level.
All right, thank you, Dr. Kalua. Just to take some final comments, and we can start with you. There's been talk of mandating the counties to register Boda Boda so that we know this is a genuine Boda Boda, especially keeping in mind the infiltration of thugs. We've had a lot of that in Nairobi. Are we at a place where the counties can now begin to register the Boda Bodas?
Actually, that is a very good question, Cherihan. And we have been trying to reach out to some of the county officials who are directly dealing with the operation of the Boda Boda people. But most of the time they also have the very attitude that no, we don't want to deal with you guys because majority of you people are thugs. Majority of you people are dealing with this or that. Yes. And this opportunity to register with them, it's actually a good opportunity, because majority of the guys, when they go to buy motorbikes, they are not asked this kind of question: what are you going to use? This motorbike you're going to use to do what? Is it Boda Boda, private, or something? Okay. So if it is to do Boda Boda, let it be Boda Boda, because anybody that is riding a motorbike does not mean he's a Boda Boda guy. He's either maybe doing his own private business or something like that. So when they go and commit maybe robbery somewhere, majority of the time you find that it is only put that it is a Boda Boda who has actually caused this.
Because it's just a motorbike.
Yeah, but let me say this, Terihan, and talk directly to my members, and they're watching all over. Please, let me inform them that we need to tame and to actually get rid of the people that are inside us, and they are doing one thing or the other that is actually spoiling for all the other genuine Boda Boda people. Because the truth of the matter is, this industry is helping so many youths. It's helping so many that are in the market, including women. Like in our association, we have like 20 of them that are also riding motorbikes, and they earn a very decent living. So let's try to work together and all the Boda Boda guys, let's work together. Anybody, any elements that you find that maybe in one way or the other are doing things that are contrary to whatever we expect, let's get rid of them. And it will help.
I need to quickly wind up, and I'd like Major to comment on this. I just saw one of the regulations that requires passengers to sit astride. And I feel for women, you know, it can honestly be a little disrespectful. Is there another way of doing it such that women don't necessarily have to sit astride a motorbike?
Well, you see, these are safety issues.
Yes.
If you are not sitting astride, obviously the stability of this motorbike is in question. So if it is not convenient, let's say you are in a skirt, we highly recommend that should you be dressed in a manner likely that it is not going to be comfortable for you to sit astride, then you seek alternative means. Because safety is more critical. And in all countries that we have seen, and Rwanda is a perfect example we normally give, there is order. In Boda Boda, fatalities are fewer. It becomes very attractive. So I think that's the direction we need to go. I know some of the issues that even our friends ladies are raising, issue of putting on the helmet. You've done a very good hairstyle like yourself. Then you are reluctant to use this gadget. Should you decide that you don't, then seek alternative means. But so long as you are using the Boda Boda, your safety is more important than anything else.
All right, thank you so much. We have to wind it there tonight. Gentlemen, Dr. Isaac Kalua, Chairman of the Motorcycle Assemblers Association, thank you so much for joining us. Kenneth Onyango, Chairman of the Boda Boda Operators Association, and of course Francis Major, Director General of the NTSA. Thank you so much for shedding light on this very critical sector. Well, Citizen Business Center takes a short break now. We'll be back with more right after this break.